I hear you right, loves. My name is...
Damn, do this, Dench. A joke.
And welcome to another edition of Yorkshire Tea. It's episode 2. At least I hope you know it's episode 2. If you haven't seen episode 1, watch my recap of episode 1. And we're off to a very rude start. It's all tits and...
rim jobs.
There's general shock amongst the girls about Joe's elimination. And trend alert, dirty socks. Dirty souls. Filthy socks. Like a wacky warehouse. We get Ahura painted as a bit of a shit stirrer. Other than that, there's not too much else in the cold open, but there is so much more to come in this episode. We're back in the workroom for a new day. There's a bit of back and forth between Lawrence and Ginny. Ginny seems to get the upper hand, and it's something I've noticed. A lot of the older queens are a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and a little bit funnier when it comes to their comedy. We also get the setup here of what I like to call Tia's basic look story arc. The mini challenge in this episode is a polling booth challenge. I always find polling booths a bit challenging. You know, you get your slip of paper with the 4 or 5 boxes all the way down. Worst crossword I've ever done. Much like some of the elements in the first episode, again, this is a redo of the lineup challenge from the last series, but with a much more fun format. I know they're doing this to stir up some drama between these coy Brits, but unlike last series, I don't mind it. It provides loads of potential for great confessional gags, and we see a bit more personality from each queen. It also firms up some of the storylines if you couldn't see them in front of your bloody face. The maxi challenge this week is a musicals challenge. I have been waiting for this. The UK has a strong history of producing great musicals from the West End. I'm surprised this wasn't in series 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep using this year on year. I really want to be in the series where they've run out of popular musicals and they have to do Starshite Express. A fantastical story about magical trams that race to be the first one to run over Rita from Corrie. Starshite Express, Starshite Express, are you real? No, you're not. The main drama here is between Cherry and Veronica. Veronica stating that she has 15 years worth of experience in the musical theatre industry, and Cherry saying,
That doesn't mean anything.
It fucking does. What kind of stupid answer is that? In the rehearsal section of the episode, we get a good deep dive into a couple of potential tops and bottoms.
That's disgusting.
Ahura gives us very horrible histories vibes.
Of all the traitors, I'm the rotten snake.
I love the people, and the people love me so much that they restored the English monarchy.
And Lawrence is struggling from the off. We also see Tace here have a little bit of a problem with her enunciation. Oh, what in the Lee Dawson is this editing? Then we move on to the dance section with some lovely boys.
That's disgusting.
Conversely here, we see Tace's strengths come out with the dancing, while Ahura is still struggling a little, and Lawrence is completely shitting so many bricks he could build a bloody house. Seeing this moment of vulnerability with Lawrence compared to at the start of the episode, where he was voted the cockiest queen in the polling challenge, is a great bit of story producing. The next day we get a little bit more story building with a blossoming romance between Tace and Ahura. I do hope we get to see a little bit more of this develop throughout the series. It's nice to have a couple of these stories on the go. And again, we get to see a little bit more personality from the queens, especially Ahura, giving us a little taste of vulnerability, which endears us towards her.
Why are you going red?
No, it's this shitty lighting.
Right, loves. We also get to find out about Cherry's traveller heritage, and it's always good for the queens to talk about their background because it fleshes out their character and their storyline. But its impact is weakened a little bit by the predictable format of the show, indicating that they're filming this now because Cherry is going home. Oh shit, lad, she's going home this week. Get the sad bit done. Go on. Cry, you little bitch. It's main stage time. Rue's dress looks like somebody sat on a Cadbury's flake, and our other judges are Michelle, Alan, and the lovely Sheridan Smith.
I love gay people, you know, even though their lives are often filled with tragedy and personal loss. You know, all your friends dying from the AIDS and that.
And so we have the big premiere of Rats, the Rusical, live. I like that there were a lot of different music genres within the musical. It wasn't just sort of one type of musical number. Bimini, sorry, Bimini was a standout performer from me. I was getting real Keith Flint from The Prodigy from her, and Ahura really got into that punk character as well. Tia was great as Specimen 1, really treading the line well between great vocal performance and comedy, and there's no doubt that Veronica is a brilliant singer. I just wish those rat pasties stayed on. Oh, I don't like the look of them, no. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Looks like he's gonna be sick.
The whole thing wasn't show-stopping, but it's probably the best rusical that we've had since Shade the Rusical back in season 6. And performances were admirable given they had just 2 days of rehearsal. But it has been revealed that they did have a couple of goes at a record.
We did 20 takes, and that was the best one.
On the runway, the theme was Surprise, surprise! My favourites were Ellie Diamond, I thought was great, 3 reveals, very exciting, and Ginny Lemon, perfect comedy, rule of 3, subverting expectations, and showing us a
Big hairy ass.
My least favourites, God, I love her to bits, as I've said, but Tace, come on! I feel like she's relying on Pretty a little bit, like the look is good, but the challenge is reveals, and there was very little difference between her looks. And if you're going to do blood coming out of the mouth, make it pour. Don't just give us a little jism.
That's disgusting.
And poor Bimini as well. The concept was there, the execution was not. Back in the workroom, there's a little bit of back and forth between Sister and Lawrence. The drama's a little muted and needs the confessionals to back it up. But, to be honest, after a long day, they're exhausted. I'm not surprised that they're not focusing on drama at the moment. Veronica Green has her moment of redemption from earlier in the episode. She has proven herself now and says there's a lot more to come. Well, given the circumstances, I guess you could say that. We also get a full circle of Tia's basic bitchness, but to be honest, I quite like the reveal. It's always good to have a fast reveal. Although, you know, just a bit of stoning and bedazzling of the dress, I think could have saved it. Winner of this week is Veronica, and in the bottom 2 we have Cherry and Tace. I can't be the only one who audibly gasped at the choice of song for this week's lip sync. Especially because I knew that this type of song is probably not in the genre Tace is used to performing, so I was very excited to see what would happen. Watching the lip sync, I thought both queens could have brought a little bit more. It had the vibe of the emotional Latrice versus Kenya lip sync from season 4. Cherry was even preggers to match. But it's Tace that wins out with her precise, choreographed facial movements, and for the fact that she moves off the one spot. Come on, Cherry, move!
Charlie, come on!
So Cherry leaves, which is a real shame. If you've seen her Instagram, she's got some amazing looks, but I can't forgive her for her use of font. Impact? Who uses bloody Impact, eh? What idiot would use Impact as a font? Ugh, Impact? What? Adding this in after I filmed, I don't think Cherry's performance was that bad in the Rusical. There were people that were worse than her. I guess her performance was just not good enough. Overall, this was a very well-crafted piece of television. The story producing has stepped up a notch from the first series, combined with the fun, if a bit rough around the edges challenge, made this an exciting watch. That's it from me. If you've liked what you've seen, heard, or experienced in this video, please do give it a like, give it a share it with your friends, give me a bloody subscribe if you're up for it as well, why bloody not? And I'll see you next time for another scalding cup of Yorkshire tea with me, Crudi Dench. Yazoo.